What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Ravens Rundown. If you can't see me, it's because I got an invisibility cloak. Psych! April Fools. Got each and every one of you guys. I know you guys are like, oh, where's Joey? Oh, where's Joey? I'm right here. Hope you guys are enjoying this fine April Fool's Day. Hope you haven't gotten got yet. I almost got on one thing on Twitter. Other than that, I've stayed pretty clear. But this Calais Campbell stuff, it is not fake news. It is not an April Fool's story because we are going to start this one off with a huge Ravens free agency update. We're going to talk Calais Campbell. And on the back half of that show, we're going to talk about some other free agents I think the Baltimore Ravens should sign. And then the second segment, the Baltimore Ravens have been named as a possible trade destination for Tyreek Hill. We're going to break that down for you guys. And the final segment of today's show is our live Ravens mailbag. You ask me questions, I answer them right here on the show. You guys get your chance to be a part of the Ravens Rundown. Appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Let's keep this Calais Campbell talk up. You let me know in the comment section. Should the Ravens sign Calais Campbell? Give me a yes, give me a no. I put this out on the poll. 85% yes right now. 15% no. Now 86-14. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. Give me a yes if you think they should sign him. Give me a no if you think that they shouldn't. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat. We got AEW Top Guy, Espresso VR, Kimberly Harmon, Papa Shook. What's going on, Papa? Good to see you, my friend. We got Moggs, Lil Man Sponge, Kimberly Harmon, Parker James, Pierre D. We got Mr. Cheeseman. We got Lil Man Sponge, Patrice. Papa says, no, I'd like to get younger on the defensive line. Anthony Davis says, yeah, duh. Kyler Richards, he's French. Kyler Richards says yes. Pierre says something I'm not going to even say right now. Christina Gary says yes. Wiggins Prod says maybe. Kimberly Harmon says, I'm excited about the NFL draft on April 24th. So am I, Kimberly. Maurice Price says yes as well. If you guys also want to get in the comment section and ask me a question, and if you guys want to be on the show a little bit later, use hashtag Ravens with that question. It could be anything about free agent signings, trades, the NFL draft, anything you want. You can ask it down below. I will answer it most likely in our third segment of the day. All you got to do to get your question on the show is use hashtag Ravens. All in the same, all together. Can't be a hashtag space Ravens. It can't be the question and then hashtag Ravens. It has to be the question, hashtag Ravens, all in one message. You guys get to ask me your questions down below. I'll get to answering them in our third and final segment of the day. Parker says the Ravens should have got DK Metcalf. For the right price, maybe they should have. What did DK Metcalf, Jack, get traded for? Jack's going to look that up for me. We got stats and info on it. But I know that they, Elijah, great attempt. However, you said hashtag Raves. So just re-ask the question and use hashtag Ravens instead of hashtag Raves. DK Metcalf is a stud. I just feel like this team needs a little bit of a longer-term solution for wide receiver. Jack's here.
The Steelers received DK Metcalf in a 2025 six.
Okay.
The Seahawks received a 2025 second and 2025 seventh.
Okay. Second and a seventh. That was it for Mr. DK Metcalf. What about Tyreek Hill? We're talking wide receiver trades. Might as well have the cheetah in that. Should the Ravens trade for Tyreek Hill? Give me a T, give me a P. T for trade, P for pass. As I don't know if you guys have seen, but there have been some up and down, little moments on Twitter for the cheetah. Tweeting out peace signs, tweeting out smiley faces to tweets talking about trading him. People think that Tyreek may be at the end of his rope in Miami, so should Baltimore swoop in and grab the cheetah out of the Sunshine State, bring him up to the Charm City? You let me know by typing T for trade or P for pass in the comment section. We got Buddy Bear in here saying, what's up, Joey? And what's up, Ravens fans? Papa Shook saying, what it do, Buddy Bear? Wiggins thinks he should trade for him. Papa Shook says, pass. Oh.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
So see, it's funny. It's funny.
It is funny.
This is from Schefter.
Yep.
Six-time Pro Bowler Calais Campbell is going back to the Cardinals.
Calais Campbell is going back to the Cardinals. Well, there you have it, folks. Calais Campbell's not going to be a Baltimore Raven. There's that. That's a good question. We could... Sorry, guys. Me and Jack are we're trying to figure some things out right now with the production. Yes, Trizzy, he knows what I'm talking about. He knows what we're trying to figure out right now. I did. Yeah, we're trying to figure it. Yes, I did. We're trying to figure it out. Yeah. 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 Maybe let's just do 2, Jack, and then address that at the end of the day. Tyreek, and then address that at the end of the day. Yeah, we will. Sorry, guys. We're trying to figure it out as we go. The thing is I've already had one go out today, and when I put them out after live, it always, for some reason, does not do great. So I was going to put it out. I'm going to put it out tomorrow morning anyway. So let's just hit Tyreek Mailbag, and then let's hit that later today. Yeah, I know. You and me both. But it's already half built. And damn brutal. Well, that's just life. I got the Twitter notification, and I just knew it was something. Alrighty, so we're not talking about Calais Campbell anymore. Should I change Calais Campbell on the thumbnail to Tyreek Hill? Okay, great. I'm going to change, and I'll change the title as well. Okay, Jack's going to change the title. I'm going to change the thumbnail. Appreciate you guys for sticking with us. You guys are kind of getting to see a little bit behind the scenes of how Chat Sports runs, how Chat Sports works, getting a little bit of the day-to-day look at things. And, wow, that is surprising. I thought that Calais Campbell, because of his age, I thought he'd take a little bit more time to decide where he was going to go. I guess he didn't. I guess it was more of a, you know what, let's just do this. I'm old. Let's just go somewhere. Goes to Arizona. Remind me, he's been at Arizona before, hasn't he? Yes. This will be his second stint with the Cardinals, and no longer going to be possibly a Baltimore Raven. I mean, just classic Ravens, if you ask me, to get so, everybody's caught up on it, myself included, and then to just go ahead and you know what? He doesn't even sign and is all in that day. Okay. Well, there dies the Calais Campbell dream. All the hour that it was alive was fun. Okay, let me export this thumbnail, get it up. Alrighty, stick with us, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to go into a segment on Tyreek Hill. Should the Baltimore Ravens trade for the Cheetah, the dynamic wide receiver, currently with the Miami Dolphins? If they're not going to get, Calais Campbell, could they get another Dolphin? Possibly with Tyreek Hill. Thank you so much for all of those who are joining us. Thank you so much for everybody who has hit the subscribe button so far. Really do appreciate you guys. Let me get in here and Jack, how do you change the thumbnail after it's already started? Oh, edit. Yeah, got it. Oh. Wow. Well, it was fun for a little while, wasn't it? Alrighty, Jack. Y'all keep getting your questions in there. It looks like we got a ton of people asking questions. Really do appreciate you guys. Shout out to y'all. Jack, I'm ready to go with segment number 1 if you are ready, my friend. Oh, yeah, good stuff. We're about to talk about a massive move that Baltimore could make. And if you are like me, and if you want the Baltimore Ravens to make a big move, go ahead, like the video, hit that thumbs up button. You let me know down there by liking. We got 35 people here. We got 19 likes. Who is going to be the one to push us to 25? That's what we got to get, 25 likes.
I do want to say real quick,
yes.
I see Wiggins prods, and I saw another one. Where is it? Elijah. You need to put a space between your question and hashtag Ravens, because what's going to happen is the software is going to see hashtag Ravens with a bunch of other characters. So it's not going to pull into the software. So Wiggins prod, should we draft Luther Burden? Space, hashtag Ravens. And then I saw Elijah, what do we need to do to get over the hump? Space, hashtag Ravens. So
thank you.
Do that so
Jack.
we can get it on the show.
Jack's doing what he does best, producing. We got 21 likes, 49 people here. We need 4 more likes. Once we get 4 more likes, we will get started with our segment talking about a little bit of a Tyreek Hill trade. Could he be on his way to Baltimore now that Calais Campbell isn't? Who knows? Maybe. Make sure you guys continue to like the video. 22 likes, 52 watching. We're going to go ahead and get into our cut. Let's be at... Yeah, it's pretty bad. But hey, let's get it. On to Tyreek Hill we go. We'll see you guys in a little bit. If Calais Campbell isn't going to be a Baltimore Raven, let's talk about a different Miami Dolphin. How about Tyreek Hill? On today's show, I'm going to break down whether the Baltimore Ravens could be trading for Tyreek Hill, what that trade might look like, and whether or not I would do it if I were Eric DaCosta. So, this is all coming from an article, and they put out 4 top trade destinations for the Cheetah. Dallas Cowboys, Los Angeles Chargers, Green Bay Packers, and the Baltimore Ravens were the 4 places listed. So, of course, we got to talk about it on today's show. Before we go into any other detail, make sure that you guys follow me on Twitter. You can find me at Joey Petersen 8, and the first 5 followers I get, you get a follow back, okay? Joey Petersen 8. That is also going to be right under the first paragraph of the description. It's also going to be in the comments. All you got to do, click that link, find me on social media at Joey Petersen 8. Give me a follow. First 5, I will follow you back. So sporting news, they named Tyreek Hill as a trade candidate and named the Baltimore Ravens as a place that he could end up. Let's give you a little more insight. This coming from Austin Bundy. It feels like no matter which superstar Baltimore adds to its roster, it's never enough to get over the championship hump. Hill might be the missing piece. Quarterback Lamar Jackson currently has a solid wide receiver room featuring Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and the newly signed DeAndre Hopkins. Bateman hasn't topped 800 receiving yards in a season yet, but could serve as a deal sweetener in any swap with Miami. Hill's speed, Flowers' hands, and Hopkins' veteran wisdom would be a deadly trio in the Charm City. So let's talk about that trade that they basically, gave up. I don't love parting with Rashad Bateman at all. I think Rashad Bateman might be the most underrated player, not just on this team, but possibly in the National Football League. And I'll prove it. I saw something on Twitter the other day that said they were ranking wide receiver duos, and they put DeAndre Hopkins and Zay Flowers together and not Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers together. I think Rashad Bateman is a fantastic deep ball wide receiver. I'm so happy he's a Baltimore Raven. Can't wait to see what he does in 2025. But before I get all the comments down there in the comment section to say, Joey, there's no way Tyreek's going anywhere. Why are we talking about this? This is so stupid. Well, Tyreek, he had a field day on Twitter earlier this week, okay? He quoted a tweet that instead, would you be open to trading Tyreek Hill? He quoted that with a smiley face. And then another tweet that said probably Tyreek Hill, talking about a trade. He quoted that with a peace sign and then just tweeted another peace sign. So it seems like, although Miami felt that they had gone back in the middle lane, in the right direction with Tyreek Hill after all the antics in the beginning of the offseason, it feels like he's kind of maybe looking towards the exit ramp. Maybe that exit ramp leads to Baltimore. So you tell me, should the Ravens trade for Tyreek Hill? Give me a T or a P, a T for trade, P for pass. Let me know what you would do, what you think they should do in the comment section down below. Give me a T for trade or P for pass. So I've got mixed emotions on this one, okay? Because there's part of me, got an angel or a devil on the shoulder. And the devil is saying, you know what, Joey? This offense would be absolutely unstoppable. And guys, I'm not going to lie to you. That devil's right. Because if you add Tyreek Hill already to what was the best offense in football this past year, I mean, there's no limit. If you look at the stats, he had back-to-back years of 1,700 yards, almost 120 receptions in each of them. He had a down year in 2024, massive quotation marks, and that was still with 81 catches, 959 yards. And a lot of the reason he had a down year, and I hear a lot of people say, guys, he's over the hill. He's done. Look at what he did this last year. Like, no shit. But guys, he had that amount of yardage, and he caught for Tim Boyle for like 7 games, okay? He's not over the hill just yet. I think his career is trending possibly towards the end. I don't think he's ever going to put up back-to-back 1,700-yard seasons again, but if you put him in the right offense with the right quarterback, he can get you 1,400 a year, no doubt about it. And you look at the state of the wide receiver room, and it's honestly looking better than it has been in a pretty long time. I love the addition of DeAndre Hopkins. Like I said, I love Rashad Bateman on that outside. Zay Flowers, he can be anywhere on the field. But still, like, you look at that and you automatically think, you know what would make that better? Tyreek Hill, okay? So I will say, I do have trust in that wide receiver room. I do have trust in DeAndre Hopkins and Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman. But that also doesn't mean that the addition of Tyreek Hill wouldn't make this the most fun team in football to watch. So coming up, I got some more on Tyreek Hill, a little bit more on the possibilities of him joining Baltimore, a little bit more on what the trade might look like. Before that, I got to tell you guys about the awesome sponsor of today's video, and that is our great friends over at Prize Picks. As you guys know, springtime is here and baseball season is officially underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond in your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, or first inning runs, take your pick of more or less for your shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash today. Sign up today, get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action, so join over 10 million users and sign up today. On Prize Picks, you can mix and match player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with players from basketball, hockey, esports, and much more. Let's take a look on my Prize Picks for the entire season of baseball. I've got the more on pitcher strikeouts for Paul Skeens, the more on strikeouts for Tyreek Skubal, the more on triples for Jarren Duran, which right now it's looking kind of Oh, he did get a triple yesterday. Thank you so much, Producer Jack. And then the more for stolen bases for Shohei Ohtani with 27.5. Make sure you guys go and download that Prize Picks app. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS. And get $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, run your game. So I got the devil on one shoulder. He's saying, you know what, the offense would be unstoppable. I got the angel on the other shoulder. And you know what he's telling me? He's saying, Joey, calm down. It's not worth the culture risk. And I think he's got a point. The end of the season, Miami is eliminated from playoff contention. Tyreek Hill tweets this out, saying, love Finn Nation, blessing y'all open doors for the Hill family forever, nothing but respect and love. This was moments after being quoted as saying, I'm out, bro, when asked about his future with the Miami Dolphins. So, just seconds after their season ends, a guy who's supposed to be a leader on this team, is taking his time in post-game interviews to say, I'm out, and tweeting out basically a goodbye. And this is the biggest thing for me. This is Week 17 against the Jets. Playoff spot still on the line. Jalen Waddle has to ask Tyreek Hill, hey, Cheetah, you done? You done? Third quarter, 3 minutes left, down 12. A playoff spot still on the line. And he had to ask Tyreek Hill if he was done with the game or not, if he was going to come back in. Guess who didn't go back in right that instant? Tyreek Hill. So that's all the football stuff. That's on the field. Let's talk a little bit about off the field. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about this because I'm not going to judge anybody for what they choose to do in their personal lives. However, 10 children at 30 years old, 4 kids, and this was tweeted in May. At the time, after that, it got up to 5 kids in the entire year of 2024. It's a lot for me. The outside noise is a lot with Tyreek Hill. You don't just get a football player. He's a damn good football player. I'll tell you that. You get a lot more. And I just don't know if it's worth it. Okay, I get it. He is a star. But like John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta, they spent a lot of time. There's a reason John Harbaugh just got a contract extension. They spent a lot of time creating a culture. And I'm not sure that I feel confident in Tyreek Hill coming into Baltimore, and whenever he leaves, that culture is the same and he doesn't shake it up at all. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, okay? Because we give you daily Ravens videos, breaking news coverage whenever it happens. We go live every single week for our watch parties during the season. The best part is it's 100% free. We got 29,000 subscribers on the channel, knocking on the door to 30K. Massive milestone. Need you guys to help me get there by hitting that sub button. And then you got the whole money aspect of it as well, okay? And remember, when you trade for a player, you not only pay their base salary, you also pay any other bonuses that they're entitled to. So in 2025, you have to pay him $25.85 million. In 2026, you have to pay him $34.9 million. So he's not cheap. You have to give up a decent bit to get him. Then you have to pay a lot. And it's still going to be a big risk if he's going to fit in or not, or if he's going to leave one day and just kind of drop a bomb and get out of there and hit the door. So I say all this to just admit, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm actually fairly certain it's not going to happen. I would be shocked if Eric DeCosta took the risk of trading for Tyreek Hill. Now, if it did happen, you know what I would be? I'd be pretty freaking excited. Again, imagine the offense. Mark Andrews, Tyreek Hill, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Zay, unbelievable. Would probably go down as the best offense in the history of football. But it seems a little bit too far-fetched for me. Weigh in for me in the comment section down below. Let me know your answer. What is the percent chance that the Baltimore Ravens trade for Tyreek Hill? Scale it 1 to 100 for me in the comment section. Let me know your answer right now. Before we get on out of here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and join us right now. It's been an absolute blast getting to do these videos every single day for you guys. I'm so lucky that I get to cover this team. And if you guys want to join me on this everyday grind that we've got going right here on the Ravens Rundown, you'll do that by hitting that subscribe button. And if you're already joined and you're saying, you know what, Joey, what can I do to help grow this channel a little more? Well, it's easy. Go ahead, share the video with friends, family, coworkers. I don't care who it is. If they love the Baltimore Ravens as much as you, they deserve to be here as well. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you next time. All righty, that's Tyreek Hill. And I see I got a lot of my friends, and by a lot, I got 2 of my buddies in the comment section. John is here, and Barrett's here. Barrett says 41%. Barrett feels decent about it. John says, I joined Joey with a heart. John, we appreciate you. We had a big plan to talk a lot of Calais Campbell, but as everybody who's been in here since the beginning knows, about 10 minutes after we went live, Calais Campbell announced that he was signing with the Arizona Cardinals. Stat that, John. Stat that. Barrett, I am excited to see you tomorrow, buddy. Hoping that the weather clears up. My friend Barrett, him and his wife Sadie, my wife's best friend from high school, They're flying into Dallas for the first time ever, coming to Texas for the weekend, Jack. So it's going to be a good time. We got a lot of people saying P for pass. John says T for trade. Espresso says 23 to 45%. I would probably get it. I'm not even joking. Probably like a 10%. I'm more like Pop Punk Cowboy, who's giving it 3. Papa Shook's giving it 5. Mr. Cheese Man 90's giving it 60%. Adam 78 is saying P for pass. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. Jack, if we could throw up that weigh-in, we got our mailbag coming up very, very shortly. A lot quicker than usual. We're only going to do 2 segments today. The Calais Campbell news kind of threw a wrench into things. And so, if you guys want to get on our mailbag, it's coming up right next. All you got to do is ask a question. Use hashtag Ravens in the question. It's got to be all in the, in the same message. And, you'll get a chance to have your question on the show. I'll get to answer it in real time. Then we'll put this video out later this week. So anything you got, okay? Draft, trades, free agency, this next season, anything that they've done so far, grades, whatever you want to know. Ask me right now in the comments. Use hashtag Ravens. We'll try to get it on the show. And if you guys want to guarantee your question gets on, the only way we can guarantee it gets on the show is if you send in a super chat. It can be a $1, $2, $3. Does not matter. Ball's in your court. Bear Patterson said King Henry plus D-Hop plus Tyreek would win a ring 5 years ago. Rise up. Yeah, Barrett, that would be built kind of like my my NBA team, with Kyrie and soon-to-be KD possibly in the offseason. That's a team that wins a ring 5 years ago. Not now. We got Kimberly, she'd say pass. Joe saying pass. Sports Prods is saying T for trade. Jack, how we doing on questions? Okay. Yeah, we got 6 that are usable. We need 2 more. Okay, we need 2 more questions. So, yeah, preferably from new people. So if you guys haven't asked a question yet and you've always wanted to get on the show, this is the perfect time to do that. Joshua said, give me the receivers from the draft, 2 who are hungry, really hungry, 1 to start and 1 who's hungry to prove himself. Joshua, you can ask that again. Use hashtag Ravens. So that way we can use it in our software. And that way it can get up on the screen, my friend. Get up on the screen. Lucia says, wouldn't mind if they do trade, but pass for now. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if I was running this team, shout out to all of those who have followed me right now. If I was running this team, I would not trade for him. But if the people running this team decide to trade for him, I'm not going to be that upset about it. Like, I'm going to be kind of pumped up about it, just because of what this offense would be. Man, Calais Campbell, PFF grades in 2024. He had an 82.3 overall grade. His run defense grade, guess where he ranked out of 219 interior defensive linemen, Jack? Number 1 overall in run defense, Calais Campbell in PFF. Oh, man. Joe, I love that question. Maybe my favorite question yet. Copy, paste it, and then add hashtag Ravens onto it so that way we can get it in there. And his pass rush grade was a 66.2. Man, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why they couldn't get it done. I don't understand it, guys. Barrett said old man strength. Amen, Barrett. I mean, he's going to be 40 soon. He's 38. Oh, me and him share a birthday. Yeah. He'll be 39 in September 1st. And he was born in 1986. Deshaun, you spelled Ravens wrong. But I like the pick, so ask it again. Just use hashtag Ravens. It's like pulling teeth. It's okay. Yep. Sometimes it can be like pulling teeth. Okay. Joe asked that question again. Put hashtag Ravens on it for give me a D-Hop stat projection. Deshaun, ask that question again and make sure Ravens is spelled correctly and not Ravness. Okay, Jack, I feel like we can go into it and get those questions as we go. Perfect. No worries at all. So the deal was 1 year, $5 million? Okay. Cole is saying older player, no real rush to sign, and then it happened. Great question from Jack Lauderay. Wow. I can't believe it. That was hilarious. I know. We had a segment all lined up for Calais freaking Campbell. Okay. Alrighty. I am about to get into the mailbag. You guys can keep getting your questions in. We'll come to them in just a little bit, possibly. Jack, we ready to roll? Yeah, that's a good one. I see that one. Alrighty, mailbag coming at you right now. I got a question. Do you guys want me to go live for the games in 2025? I love doing it. It's probably my favorite part of the entire job. But if you guys loved it as much as me and want me to continue to do it in 2025, spam Flock in the comment section down below. It's up in the air. The bosses are going through decisions over the spring period. You guys can help push it over the edge. Give me as many Flocks as you can right now in the comment section. Welcome into the show, everybody. It is mailbag time. Time to open up the bag and get questions from you guys, the viewers. Y'all ask me your questions every single Tuesday evening on our live show. I love answering them. So let's waste no longer time and let's get into it, starting with Kimberly Harmon saying, #Ravens, should Lamar Jackson get more than $70 million? Yes or no? I don't think more than $70 million. I don't think $70 million. Dak is the highest paid quarterback right now, and I believe he's just making 60. Let me pull it up right now on my computer. Yeah, he's making 60 million flat. Josh Allen's tied with 55. I would pay Lamar $62 million. He'd be the highest paid. I don't think you need to go more than 70. That seems like a massive jump from 60 to 70. I don't think that would happen. Next one up, Kyler Richards. #Ravens, who do you think we should draft? Great question, Kyler. I think obviously it depends who's there, but let me just answer this as best as I can. I would love James Pierce Jr., edge rusher out of Tennessee. I think he's got a lot of upside. However, it does scare me a little bit that he is like a David Ojabo 2.0. That kind of gives me a little bit of pause because he generated a ton of pressures in Tennessee. Decent bit of sacks, 7.5, but like it wasn't anything crazy. Jahdae Barron, the cornerback out of Texas, if he falls to 27, that's a guy I would love to select. And then also, I've seen Tedero McMillan slide down some draft boards. I think if he's there at 27 and there's not a great edge rusher or cornerback available, I think getting him would be an absolute steal. Next up, we got one from Rins_365. Should the Ravens trade for Garrett Wilson? Interesting. We haven't talked a ton of Garrett Wilson on the channel. I don't know if Garrett Wilson is going to go anywhere. I doubt he's going to go anywhere. They made all of those changes over the offseason, firing the head coach. I believe they fired the general manager as well. And so, like, I think, and head coach, he was gone after week 5 in Robert Saleh. I don't think he's going to go anywhere, but I would love Garrett Wilson. I think that he would be the long-term solution for wide receiver 1 for this team. I think Garrett Wilson is an absolute freak. What he's been able to do in New York through his first 3 seasons with that quarterback situation has been very, very impressive. I'd give up a decent bit to land a guy like Garrett Wilson, and I'd make sure he stays in Baltimore forever. What say you guys? Let me know in the comment section down below. Should the Ravens trade for Wilson? If you think so, give me a T for trade. And if you don't think so, go ahead and give me a P for pass. Give me your answer in the comment section down below. Next up from Wiggins Prods 2, should we draft Luther Burden? #Ravens. I love Luther Burden, Wiggins Prods. He's a guy who also has been sliding down draft boards. I would be shocked if he was available for you in the second round. I think he will be there in the first round based on kind of all the chatter you've heard recently about him. The big shtick with Luther Burden is a lot of people are really upset that like 38% of his receptions came from behind the line of scrimmage. And so all these people see that statistic and they automatically just say, he can't play X, right? He just like he's a reception merchant and gets all of his yards after the catch. Like he can't do anything downfield. In my opinion, that couldn't be any further from the truth. The reason that he had that much or that high a percentage of catches behind the line of scrimmage is not because of him. It's because Brady Cook was his quarterback. And Brady Cook sucks as is, but was also dealing with an injury. And it also is because Mizzou is where he played football at. And their offense took a massive step backward from 2023 to 2024, and he struggled because of that. And I don't think it was his fault. So if he falls to you in the second round, I would be absolutely doing backflips. Even if he goes middle of the second and you could trade up to get him, I think that'd be awesome. Next one coming up from Yaz. Where do you see the Ravens going in round one of the draft? I'm going to answer this position-wise because I already answered player-wise earlier. I think position-wise, I see them going corner or edge. I'll say corner or defensive line. I would be very surprised if they draft any other position. Maybe safety would make a little bit of sense. But, like, in my opinion, you are already, like, great everywhere else. You just kind of need a lot of depth. And I would love a true number one edge rusher. I'd love a true corner that I have a lot of confidence in. Right now, Chidobe Awuzie is the starter, him or TJ Tampa. I don't really love that. So if there's a great corner available, I would love to select him. If there's a great edge rusher available, I'd love to select him. Interior defensive lineman, you could convince me, as well as safety. Next one, coming up from Papa Shook. Who's the greatest Raven of all time in your opinion? I mean, it's got to be Ray Lewis. It's either Ray Lewis or Ed Reed, because those guys both are looked at as the greatest of all times at their positions. I mean, what they were able to do in their time in Baltimore, it's the reason that this franchise is so successful, because it was built on the backs of those guys. Not only guys that excelled on the football field, but could establish and lead a culture in a locker room. Man, there's no doubt it's either one of those two. I'd probably give the nod to Ray over Ed, but Ed's right there. Ed might be my favorite of the two, but I think Ray is probably the greatest of all time. He's probably the Ravens GOAT. Great question, though, Papa Shook. If you guys want to be a Ravens GOAT, you can go to chatsports.com/Ravens draft hat and get yours right now. Okay, the draft's coming up. I'm sure these are going to go by like this, and they are freaking sweet. Okay, you can get the black, you can get the white, kind of cream color. You can either get it in the trucker style, or if you like just a regular old ball cap, you can get it in this as well. It can come with the crab on it. It can come with the crab off it. But in my opinion, if you're going to get this hat, you got to get the crab on it, because that is actually so sweet. They do little, for these draft hats, little tokens of each city. Of course, you got to get the blue crab on there. So chatsports.com/Ravens draft hat is where you need to go. The link is going to be in the comments and description of today's video. Check it out right now. Ravens draft hats, chatsport.com/Ravens draft hat. Next up, coming from Jordan C. My brother-in-law's name is Jordan Clements. I don't know if this is him. Love it if it is. Anyway, I'll answer. What would you be willing to give up for Tyreek Hill and his contract? Great question. I'd be willing to give up. You see, you got to think about what the Steelers just gave up for DK Metcalf, and it was a second and a seventh. I think I'd probably be willing to do the same for Tyreek Hill. Maybe a third and a sixth would be a little bit more what I would like to do. I don't know. Probably that. A third and a sixth for Tyreek, I would love. Maybe a second and a seventh. You could convince me once I see all those guys lined up in the offense together. Jack Lotteray, #Ravens. What's one player that struggled last year that will have a great season this year? Great question, Jack. I I'm excited to see what Andrew Voorhees brings to the table, the left guard. He struggled in his limited amount of starts, and then he got hurt, and then Patrick McCarry came in, and then he sat the bench for the rest of the time. However, I think last year was fantastic for his development. I'm sure he grew so much in that season, kind of getting to play that second string role behind a guy like Patrick McCarry, who's been in this league a very long time, could play every single position on the offensive line. I'm expecting a really big jump up for Andrew Voorhees in this next year. Up next, we got B. What's up, Barrett? Hashtag Ravens, do you think it's time for Mark Andrews to take a step back for likely, especially after that brutal drop to end the season? Oh, Barrett, if you only knew how much I've talked about this on this channel. I don't know. They have such different strengths. Mark Andrews is obviously a little more dependable, which is ironic because of the drop. But likely he's just such a better athlete. I would have felt comfortable moving on from Mark Andrews over the offseason, getting something back in a trade, saving $11 million, and likely taking that step up into that tight end one spot. But honestly, after the way this season started, likely on an absolute tear, over 100 receiving yards against KC, Mark Andrews, it took him like 4 weeks to get multiple catches in a game. You would have expected it to kind of happen last season, but I mean, Mark had a fantastic year. He led the team in receiving touchdowns. I think you're going to see a little bit more of the switch, but this might kind of be the year where they're passing each other, like two ships in the night, and they're like this. And they're kind of even. But then after this, Isaiah Likely's probably going to go into the tight end one spot, and then Mark Andrews into that tight end two. Deshaun86 says, hashtag Ravens, should the Ravens trade down to 32 pick? Also trading away plus a 4th round pick to get the Eagles, 2nd round pick, and also moving down to the 32 pick. Deshaun, I think you are talking about the ESPN Plus article that was released today. I'm not really interested in trading down in the draft. You have 11 draft picks. I don't necessarily think you need many more draft picks. I mean, to get a second one would be awesome. Like a second rounder, that would be fantastic. And you already have that 4th round pick. You got 2 of them, so adding in that wouldn't be that bad. I would probably do it depending on who's there, but it's like I'm not pounding my table that this team needs to trade down. If anything, the fact that they have 11 draft picks tells me they need to trade up. They need to do something with that draft capital, make a move, get a better player. Pop Punk Cowboy. He's next up saying, hashtag Ravens, what practice squad guy do you see stepping up this season? Great question. I am really excited to see Devontae Walker wasn't necessarily a practice squad guy, but he had 1 catch this last year. He spent time on the practice squad and off the practice squad. So I think I'm going to say him. Malik Cunningham is also, no, actually, scratch that, Dayton Wade. Dayton Wade's my answer. He flashed onto the scene during the preseason. I thought he should have made the initial 53-man roster over Deontay Hardy. I mean, he showed us a lot of really great stuff in his limited amount of time. I would love to see him step up and be a great slot receiver for this team in 2025. Hashtag Ravens, could the Ravens go after C.J. Mosley? Great question, Joshua. I think they should. I think they could. C.J. Mosley is a guy that, obviously was in Baltimore. He played with Zach Orr. They were on the same team in the same linebacker room. And I think he'd be relatively cheap. He's still owed $4.5 million from the Jets. I would love the addition of C.J. Mosley to this team. I think he would be an absolute stud. This team needs help at inside linebacker, obviously. And so Mosley's a guy I would love for them to go after. Final question of the day coming in from Reed. Will the Ravens trade up in the draft? Bunny, I've talked about it a good bit already today. I don't think they will. I would hope they would. Again, like I said, they got 4 6-rounders. They got 2 4th-rounders. A lot of times what that should and could be used for is to move up and get somebody better. But if they're sitting at like pick number 21 and a guy like Jahdae Barron, Will Johnson, Tedero McMillan, any of those guys are still available, Mike Green, he's there as well. Like, I would want to move up without even thinking twice about it to snag one of those studs. So I don't think they will. I wouldn't bet on them doing it. But if I were Eric DeCosta, I'd be heavily looking into it. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. Will the Ravens trade up in the draft? Simple yes or no will suffice. Just let me know in the comment section down below whether or not you think they're going to make a move by giving me a yes or a no. Thank you so much to everybody who made it all the way through today's video. Make sure you guys subscribe so that way you don't miss it whenever we go live. It's every single Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. You guys get to ask me questions. I get to answer them. Ton of fun. Make sure you don't miss a moment. Hit that sub button. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to do it. A little bit shorter of a live show. We usually go about 20 minutes longer, but obviously we had to scratch a segment because we were talking a lot about Calais Campbell. So that is going to do it. Let me know your answers in the comment section down below. And thank you for keeping me updated, Christy. Barrett, glad you're in here, buddy. Excited to see you tomorrow. Everybody else, so excited to see you guys back here next week. Make sure you guys are in the comments. I'll be putting out videos all week long, every single day, as always. Jack, you got anything else to add, my friend? He's good, ladies and gentlemen. All righty. I'm going to get out of here. Jack's going to get out of here. For producer Jack, I'm Joey Petersen. Y'all have a fantastic day, and God bless.